We got a 19-year-old soldier of Satan himself right here. Because the description I'm giving is that she literally smoked and ended the one person on this planet that gave life to her own mom. It's about to be a wicked and crazy video, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna say. Let's press play on this.
This footage shows a 19-year-old who had just killed her mother, trying to cover it up.
She's in the ground. So who is it? My mom!
Just moments earlier, Brenda, the mother of 19-year-old Sydney, was on a call with employees from her daughter's university when something deeply unsettling happened.
And Miss Gaffney, what happened next?
There was a very large or very loud sort of thud sound, like a pounding or a thud, accompanied by a pretty loud scream.
So
we called the number back.
Brenda's number?
She clubbed her own mom, axed her? Don't tell me it's a brute force involved, bro. You gotta be a double demon to, first of all, take out your own mom, and second of all, to do it in such a brutal and primal way. It's not like the way this person is describing it. They're trying to say it's brute force. It's not like a tool that was used that took the person out quickly, which is demonic and sad and wicked in of itself. But hold on, don't tell me she went in there clubbing her own mom, bro. How do you?
I can hear her screaming in there. Front door's locked. Hacker police! Hacker police!
This was when she unlocked the front door, yelling that someone had broken into their house.
She's in the ground. So there's...
Who is it?
My mom! Someone broke in the back window.
All right, hold on.
And she's on the ground. And there's
Hold on. Where's your mom? Okay, stay right here.
No, there's so much blood. No, please!
Man!
She's in the corner.
Hold on. Pause. Have y'all ever seen some shit like this? She's turning into a full-blown professional wrestler, trying to wrestle the cops. Not like she's not pushing them towards her mom so they can, I don't know, possibly save her if she's still breathing. No. She's doing the exact opposite, bro. She's literally wrestling them away from the crime scene. Have y'all ever seen this? She said it's too much blood. That's what they're here for. That's what these people's job is. That's what they're paid to do, is to respond to these tragedies and emergencies. You gotta look, they're saying she smoked her own mom, bro. So we're looking at the murderer. You gotta be one deranged, mentally sick goblin from hell itself to smoke your own mom. I mean, we're gonna find out the reason, I guess, or the motive, but to do something this heinous and then to act like you're a victim, or man, what are we getting ourselves into? I just can't believe she's really wrestling the police to keep them away from her mom, who just got slammed by this intruder, bro, who got clubbed or something.
Stop! Hold on, we gotta figure out what's going on. Can you sit down? Car 9, get that 32 rolling here quick. We got a female down, blood all over the place. Start some more units, we got a crime scene. Take her outside. Come on. Come on.
She's gonna be okay.
Come on.
I
Come on. Yeah. You just need to cooperate, alright?
What you got?
No, there's blood all over. I don't know if she's bleeding.
Alright, I'll grab my gloves.
Secure the scene. She looks like a 22. She looks like she's been down for a while. There's blood all over the place. There's a knife by her head and stuff like that, and there's a huge pool of blood.
Wow.
No, I think she just walked
What
in.
was the motive, bro? Out of all people on this planet, I told you this beforehand, I don't care if your mom's good to you or bad to you, if she's your best friend or your worst enemy, right? Because some people, I mean, when I spoke about something like this last time, some of y'all got in my comments telling me your mom is not the best person in the world. That doesn't matter, bro. It is still your mother. There is no justification on planet Earth to where you would literally murder your own mom, man. Out of all billions of humans walking the planet. That's the one person that should be a never card for. I mean, I feel like I'm saying something beyond obvious, but what I'm trying to point out is just how mentally, like how sick and demonic you gotta be to do this to your own mother. I don't care what problems you have with her, man. You leave the house, or you do something. You separate yourself from her. If I just can't wait until we get to why she decided to do this. What was the motive? Is it health insurance or not? Is it life insurance? Was she like after millions of dollars that her mom had in life insurance? What is the motive? This shit makes me enraged, bro. I'm just holding it in so far because we haven't gotten to it yet, but they're describing the scene of a fucking tragedy, bro. Bro, the way they're describing it is horrifying, and I just can't believe they're really telling me that this little piece of shit, this little daughter of her who's crying and wailing, is supposedly the person that did that. We got an insane situation on our hands.
All right, there's a broken window in the back, so if you can just put up some crime scene tape. As soon as AFD gets here, they're going to pronounce her, I'm sure. If you want to check her, I don't think she's breathing.
It looks like she's going to be a 22 with a slash to her throat.
As the police investigated the injuries, they found that the woman had been stabbed nearly 30 times, and something heavy had been used to hit her head.
I told y'all, the way they were describing it, it was brute, bro. Brute force. And that makes I swear to... Y'all know this platform is soft, bro, so I gotta keep it a little tame. This is literally the daughter of Satan, man. For real. It's one thing to smoke somebody and try to get it quickly. It's another thing to do this 30 times and then club the person and then slash the person and then pop the person. And that person be that person be what birthed you into this fucking planet, you gremlin? A'udhu billah, man.
Yet the officers were trying their best to save the woman. Meanwhile, Sydney was taken outside, where she'd soon meet her father, who was horrified by the news.
You just need to cooperate with me, all right?
I want my dad.
Huh?
I want my dad.
What happened? What's going on? What's going on?
We heard a bang. We heard a bang, and she told me to get out, and then I heard screaming, so I came back, and she was on the ground.
Okay, you heard a bang.
Back. There was a bang, someone broken.
Okay. What is your name?
Sydney.
Are you cut?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're cut somewhere.
I don't think so.
Yeah, your hand.
No, I was helping her. I grabbed her.
All right, stop. I'll tell you what, can you sit on the ground here real quick? Come on. Come on.
You said the ground.
Yeah, you're fine right there.
No.
You're fine right there.
I grabbed the knife.
This is minor.
What kind of curse is this, bro? That's what it is. Who placed the curse on these people, bro? On that woman, that her own seed, her own child turns out to be her own killer.
They might have a more, I don't know, check that victim in there. She's got cuts on her hands. I don't know what they have in there, but there's a female down in there. Yeah.
This is Sydney's father, Stephen, who was at work when he received a call from Sydney's university that she was no longer enrolled. He had come to talk about it when he received a notification on the Life 360 app that she was home. Although, he left saying he'd wait for her mother to come back and then talk about it. The next call he received was from one of the police.
No, shut up. No, don't even insinuate that, bro. Don't even sit here and insinuate that don't sit here and fucking insinuate or tell me that she really just smoked her own mom because she quit school and she was going to have this rough conversation where they're going to tell her, hey, you got to go to school or you got to figure yourself. Don't even insinuate it. No, don't go there. Please don't go there. Please do not go there. Don't tell me this little shit just ended her own mom because she decided to.
Police officers.
I don't know. We just got
dad. I'm the dad.
Okay,
Sydney. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Daddy!
What? What the hell? Where's my wife?
The window's broken, Dad!
Where?
The back window's broken in!
So you're gonna have to.
Daddy!
There's officers inside there, so.
You okay?
I don't know. There
Go
was
check
so much
the lady in the
blood.
house, okay? She's got minor cuts here.
You need to go outside, sir.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Outside. Back to
Somebody
the right.
call
All the
G-
way back to the
Somebody
right.
call GDs.
Yeah, he's
Somebody
he already
call
called
GDs.
us. You need to stay outside.
Go ahead.
Please have a seat.
I don't want to see my
Okay.
What's your name, ma'am? Sorry, what's your name again? She's got cuts on her hands.
Okay.
So.
Cuts on your hand.
Yeah.
Take care of her.
Dave, I think this is. Are you dad?
Yeah, I'm the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another one
no.
coming.
No, but somebody's got to take.
I have another med unit coming.
All right. You got some gloves? I got some.
Right here.
Oh.
He was helpless, completely unaware of the fact that it was his daughter who had done it. Meanwhile, Sydney was trying to play the victim and wasn't answering very clearly. At one point, she just curled up and lay down on the ground.
Does she have any mental
No,
issues?
no. She was having a little trouble at school.
So that's so that's what they're getting at. They're really about to sit here and tell me this demon seed right here just committed the most horrific thing you could possibly do and ended her own mom in such a gruesome and hate-filled rage. That's exactly what it is, bro. 30 times. And then you club her, and then you slash her, and then you pop her. They're saying at 22. So she did all of that because she decided to quit college and her parents were going to have this conversation with her. Did she even try to talk to them? And why would this be? Hold on.
Union, and she came back home to try and work things out. Just today is when I found it. I think she has been going to class for the last couple of weeks.
So she just came home today?
Yeah, today. It's like 11 o'clock.
Sydney.
What is going on with
Sydney?
He knows, bro.
What's going on?
Just because Mom Union said she wasn't here old, but no, I was going to go home and see why she was home so early. And
And did you take your phone with you when you went home?
no,
And why not?
I just left it at work so the 360 app wouldn't show me coming home.
Okay. Did you not want Sydney to be able to see that you were coming home?
I would imagine that was my intent.
So let me tell you exactly what I think this shit is, bro. This is two parents who were trying to make their child go a specific path in life, and clearly the child doesn't want to go that path. They're also unfortunate that this child is a daughter of Satan himself. This is a demonic little bit, right? So this demonic little bit decides, instead of, I don't know, being courageous, instead of being a human being, right? And shit happens. You want to do something, your parents want you to do so, you talk to them, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then you just gotta sacrifice. It's life. But here's my point, bro. And she gets home to talk to her mom about this issue, and instead of figuring it out, or, you know, even if you don't got nobody else, you just go out there solo and try to make things you try. She decides the best thing she can do is slash and smoke her mom in that manner and then get put in jail or death sentenced. That's the alternate route to not going to college. You dumb bitch. This is a mentally, actually the word is a psycho. We use that a lot, bro, and people have used it so much to the point where some of y'all, and myself included, like sometimes the definition or that word isn't as precise as I want it to be, but this is a psychopath. If this was the motive, we are really dealing with a psychopath that invented, or was the reason why they invented mental asylums, bro. This is her. What the I've never seen anything like this ever in my entire life, y'all. Have y'all ever seen a shit stain like this kill their own mom or their own parent because of I understand the issue, but like murder, bitch? Murder. Are you serious? Wow.
The two murder weapons found beside Brenda's body were a heavy frying pan and a large knife.
I told y'all. Do y'all I mean, I already said it. I just have to really bring it home and dig it into y'all's head for y'all to really grasp how hate-filled you gotta be to beat somebody with a fucking pen, bro. A pen until they're gone. This is outrageous, man. You don't even do that to your worst like, bro. Your worst enemies get the tool or something, bro.
It was such a heinous scene that even the officers had trouble comprehending what must have happened.
Looks like 22. Throat slashed. Yeah.
Still alive?
There's a big knife right there. Don't think so. Big old frying pan. There is a knife by her shoulder, just so you know.
Who did this?
We don't know.
That psychopath, bro.
I don't feel a pulse.
I'd not
In the back,
feel one either.
Several officers were deployed in the neighborhood, trying to find out if anyone had seen or heard anything. Back in the house, officers found blood on the basement wall that had seeped from the floor above. There was a broken window with shards of glass lying on the table and the floor, and bloody footprints all around the house. The father was the only person who could truly help them understand the situation.
Not mental issues. She's not happy at school. And she said she seems to have. She said today, like all her friends have their together and she doesn't. So yeah,
which is cap. No one has their shit together, bro. No one does. No one does, bro. Don't ever let life trick you like this. No one has their shit together, especially if you're young, bro. I don't care what nobody says, and if they look like they have their shit together, you don't know if they're in debt, bro, or if they're really slaved out and they're in negative. Most people, this is the crazy part about the word, bro. Most people are in debt. When you're in debt, you're broke. You're beyond, bro. You're negative, right? People that you see. She's 19, dog. No one at 19 has their shit together. Straight up. Even if they're in, bro, you see them, they're smart, they're going through college and all that. That doesn't mean their life is the grass might not be greener on the other side. It's not even like worth breaking down like this, bro, because this is just a psychopath, man. I don't understand. My brain hurts. For real.
Together a while ago. She'd come home on the weekends, out of the blue, and nothing really mattered. So are they thinking she did this?
I don't know what happened. I wish I did. I pulled up too.
Well,
you want to get out of the rain and sit in the car or here or no?
Do I need to call Brenda's mom?
Probably should. Why don't you just wait and we'll see what's happening.
Well,
let me ask you, is she having a problem with a guy at school or no?
No, not that.
Okay.
Hey there,
See, the father knows, bro. That tells us everything. It's got to be more serious than we were even told, bro. There has to have been arguments or something crazy leading up to this.
You come up here, they're taking Brenda to General Hospital. I don't know. I'm in the back of a cop car. There's probably 10 cops. Supposedly it looks like a break-in, but I don't know what's going on, but they're taking her to Akron General.
All I can tell you is I know that they're both injured.
How bad is Brenda?
I didn't see Brenda. I don't know.
Well, they were in there a while. There was no rush.
I know that they want to get her to the hospital as quick as possible. So.
Do you think Sydney did this?
I don't know that.
Why would a father ever insinuate that his own daughter smoked his wife? Unless he knows that she is the most likely person to do this, and she probably showed tendencies beforehand of this, of like similar but smaller magnitude of hate, because he's really just straight up insinuating that his own daughter smoked his wife.
I think that with the broken glass, they want to make sure that there's not a suspect of any kind. That's why I asked about a boyfriend. I don't know.
There's not. I mean, I don't know.
A guy giving her a hard time.
No. Is that Jeep?
Yeah, it's Jeep.
I had no clue.
Brenda was taken to the hospital where she was soon pronounced dead. Sydney was also taken to the hospital, but she was arrested that night as evidence pointed to her as the murderer. The question now was, what exactly happened that led her to kill her mother in such a ruthless manner when witnesses said they were the best of friends?
Tell us about Sydney's relationship with Brenda.
Let me tell y'all what this is. To me, it doesn't seem like a planned out, a genius play, obviously. This was a spur of the moment, utter hate-filled rage. And that explains exactly why it was so easy to find out that she did this, that she was behind this. Because she didn't put in any effort or any brain cells into concealing this. Why? Because this was a spur of the moment rage, bro. She just spazzed and this psychopath just ended her mom right there. And then she had to try to make it look like somebody broke in, but it was so obvious to everybody that they took her in the first night, suspecting that she might have done it. So it shows that it's a spur of the moment rage.
It's almost unbreakable. They really were.
They were unbreakable, really close.
They were really close.
Did Sydney and Brenda argue?
No.
Did they ever have loud screaming matches?
No.
Did any arguments ever?
What?
Did they ever get physical?
No.
Was that a part of who Brenda was or could be?
Not in the least.
Was before March 3rd violence a part of who Sydney was or could be?
No.
Quiet spoken.
Wow, that actually low key, like damn, wow. He's saying she and her mom were close. So what? Did she get possessed? Then it's a jinn, bro. That's what it is. It's a demonic entity that got into her. Because if he's over here telling me and telling everybody that she was close with her mom, never had any physical altercations beforehand, no problems, not that many arguments, if at all. That's what the father is saying. Then this is, like I told you, it's a curse, bro, or something else getting into her. Because you don't just randomly do this to your mom. Like,
most of the time we laughed and so forth, but she was a worrier, a little bit of a worrier, and but child worrier type things, like worrying about overrunning a bucket in the barn or something. But other than that, she was always sweet and kind. They also spent a lot of time doing puzzles together, and quiet time that they spent together.
Did you ever see or hear about Sydney and Brenda fighting or arguing or talking disrespectful to each other?
No, never.
In fact, according to her father, Sydney had a really nice childhood. The family, along with Sydney and her younger brother, would often go to Disneyland or to the beach during summer breaks and shared a lot of family time. This was also testified to by her roommate Lauren in one of her interviews.
So, Lauren, let's talk about this. You're her best friend, and I know this is difficult, but tell us about her relationship with her parents.
Her and her parents had a really good relationship. Like, her mom and her were best friends. Probably, they did everything together. Like, one of the reasons she went home was to be with her mom. They were always close. She never said anything bad about her mom. She never ever talked about having an argument with her mom. Like, I can't recall every time she'd be going home, she's like, I can't wait to see my mom. Or when she goes home for weekends, she'd be like, oh, my mom wants me to come home so we can hang out and watch movies. And she loved being home. And she had a good relationship with her dad too. I know that her and her dad liked to watch Star Wars together, and he always cooked food at the house. He liked cooking, and she'd always talk about how good his food was and what they would get each other for Christmas and things about spring break. She loved being home with her family.
So when she's talking to you about the problem she's having at school, did she mention that she tried talking to her parents at all, or that they were going to have that they were involved in her future plans at all?
Yeah, I know she definitely, especially when she left, she talked to her mom about leaving. They kind of made that decision together to leave Mount. She told them that. She didn't tell them for a while, but I knew when everything kind of built up, she was telling them how she was struggling with school. And then when she left, I know that was a decision between her and her parents, kind of mutual type.
Even the detective was having a hard time understanding the motive behind Sydney's actions when everything in her life seemed picture perfect.
Exactly. So it's something that we don't know of, bro. It's something in the back. It's something either the father doesn't want to talk about, or he doesn't know of either. Because everybody's saying that she loved her mom and picture perfect, like bro right here just said. Like, it's so why did she do this then? When I tell y'all, bro, you don't know what's going on in people's lives. You don't. That's why it is stupid. It is the dumbest thing you can do. Like, you can try to measure, you can compare if you want, but just understand that what people are showing you isn't always what they really have going on. Somebody could look like their life is amazing and perfect, like, and it's going smoothly, but they're dealing with something, bro, a disease or something, or they're really in debt and they don't own any of the shit that they show off. Like, you don't know. Somebody could be in college, being smart as hell, but really hating their life because they're doing this just to please others, and they don't really have any passion for what they're. You don't know is what I'm getting at, and this proves it. Everybody thought she had the perfect life going to college. She was good with her mom, and then this shit happens.
To see if she was involved with a boy, the detective tried to pose another question to Lauren.
Did she have any friends that, like, wasn't in your friend circle there? Like, friends that she had maybe made on her own that you're aware of?
Not really, because usually she was either in the dorm or hanging out with us or sorority girls, but I knew all the sorority girls too, that they were my friends. We had a lot of the same friends.
So her circle of friends pretty much consisted of the sorority girls that you were in and some of the cheerleaders that she met through you.
Yeah.
Had you ever seen her taking any drugs or anything, or any medications for nothing? Nothing at all? No. Is there anything that you know of that, did you hear from anybody else that she might have done that? Have you ever heard anything like that?
No, I not.
Did she have any boyfriends or any guy friends that she met at Mount Union or back here?
We hung out with fraternity guys, and like she had the same guy friends I did. She did have a boyfriend from about like December before break until January when she came back. They broke up.
So what made it break up?
He cheated on her on New Year's.
Oh, kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll make you happy.
No, yeah. So yeah, they broke up.
How did she find out that happened?
I had friends at the party that called me and told me, and then I told her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had to break the news to her, huh?
Yep.
Had she ever, you mentioned that she had the drinking episode. Any kind of like breakdowns or anything, or you mentioned that she had a hard time finding out what she wanted to do, what she studied, but any like real bad episodes that you can recall, anything like that?
I mean, not bad, like I've seen her cry, but not over like mean.
Judging by Lauren's demeanor and body language, the detectives were sure she was telling the truth, as she was calm and not anxious while giving her answers at all.
So, did you talk about her anxiety? Tell me more about that.
I think since high school, Sydney's been dealing with anxiety. Like I said, she doesn't deal with stress well, so she gets in, like, if she's stressed about something, she kind of gets a little worked up over it. She went through a period in high school in her junior year where she just was like almost social anxiety. Like she didn't like to like talk to people other than like our friend group, or go out to like restaurants or stores. Like she wouldn't want to talk to cashiers and stuff like that.
So did any of that ever look weird, dark, anything to you?
She never posted anything, so not really, no.
Tell us about Sydney. How did you, when did you first meet, and how long have you known each other?
I've known Sydney for 6 years. We met the first day of summer gym in high school, and then we were best friends ever since. Very close.
And what was Sydney taking?
Well, she started off in exercise science freshman year.
And this is her best friend, bro. Y'all know how females, like, her best friend will know more about her than anybody else walking the planet, right? So if her best friend is saying this, I mean, goddamn, does that make this much more complicated, but also makes me really want to know, how they're about to crack that she is the one that did it, or it seems like they already know that she did it, right? But they're trying to find the motive. So I'm really trying to get to that point right here, bro. Because if her best friend is saying she is this, where she never showed any signs that she would smoke her own mom, man, this is crazy. Beyond crazy. Because I'm telling you, it's either she got possessed by something or there is something we don't know of, bro. There's a blank page in this story of hers that we're about to find out here.
First semester, but then she didn't like the classes, so she switched over to psychology and sociology, but then she didn't really like that, so this year she switched to education, and then she didn't like that either, and that's one of the reasons she left, is because she really couldn't find what she...
This proves what her dad was saying about Sydney having trouble at college. Maybe it was the reason for an unrealized frustration building up inside her.
The time you spent together at Mount Union, you said that she really wasn't, couldn't find something that she was interested in.
I think her most interest, was psychology, like learning about that stuff, but other than just like hanging out with her friends, like educational wise, it was kind of hard for her, I think.
So she just wasn't, did it seem like, how did this like kind of change affect her? I mean, did it affect her moods at all? Did she seem concerned about it? Or tell us about that.
I think she kept a lot of stuff hidden, because when we were just talking or with our friends, she always seemed happy. Like, she seemed okay, like I said, I couldn't tell until the end where she was kind of just like struggling, and she kind of was sad and just like, Lauren, I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, you just need to find what makes you happy, and like, just, you need to find what you like to do. And I don't know, I think it did make her a little upset because she was confused, because I think she felt like everybody around her kind of had figured out what they wanted to do, and she hadn't. So I think that kind of...
Bro, out of everything in the entire video, that's the only clue they provided us, right? That's the only thing they're insinuating was the motive. And if that really is the motive, that is the dumbest thing I've heard of all time, bro. People in their 30s, 40s don't know what they're doing with their life sometimes. Of course, there's people that get it figured out and, are blessed, for sure. But my point is, it is perfectly normal for you to have these periods in your life of not being sure if you're doing the right thing, or if there's more you could be doing, or you're a human being, man. Straight up, right? You still gotta go at it and go hard regardless. What I'm getting at is that's not a motive. That's not like that's not an anomaly or an outlier, bro. That is normal. That is a normal feeling. I've never seen anything like this, to where something that is so common and so normal for somebody, especially young, to experience, right, lead to this. Like, seriously, it's the only thing they're saying was her motive. No way, man. No way.
And my friends and I were just worried because we didn't even know if she got any books for her classes. Like, we were trying to ask her questions like that, and like, she's like, no, I have books and I have stuff for my classes, but like, I do homework all the time, and I don't think I saw her doing a lot of homework the last couple weeks. So I think this last semester, this January, part when she was there, kind of affected her the most.
So how you feeling about all this?
I'm okay now. The first couple days where I was kind of sad and just confused and shocked, but like I said, I kind of realized that the only thing I can do is kind of tell you guys what happened in my kind of like what I know about her, and just know that I know Sydney, or knew Sydney, how she was, and that's all I can do is just support her and try to help as much as I can.
This academic trouble was very new for Sydney, as she had been an excellent student during her high school years. The lowest grade she'd ever received was a B, and one of her English teachers even elected her as a mentor for younger students. So, what happened to her during college?
What kind of student was she?
She was a good student. So she had a high GPA. She cared about her grades. She did her work. She was conscientious. She was quiet. She was respectful. And had a lot of friends, and was a well-liked student, well-liked person, respected by the faculty.
Was Sydney ever, to your knowledge, in trouble for fighting or arguing?
No, she was not to my knowledge.
Was she ever that kind of kid who was causing trouble, arguing with other students, causing drama, anything like that?
No, never.
The teacher, however, also narrated an incident that highlighted Sydney's anxiety episodes and her obsession with being perfect.
I didn't have a class, so it must have been when I had a planning period, and I was alone in my room, and the two of them came in, and Sydney was crying, and she was, I would say, distraught. And I said, what's wrong? And she said that she had a test, or I think it was a presentation for a chemistry class. And she said, I can't see the numbers. And I said, what? What do you mean you can't see the numbers? She's like, I can't see the numbers. I can't present. I can't see what's in front of me. And I said, okay. I said, how can I help you? What do you want me to do? And she was really upset. She was pretty upset about it. So I said, well, what do you want me to do? Do you want to go down and talk to the teacher, or do you want me to? And she asked me to go. So I went down and I talked to our teacher, and I said, I assume she took the test on another day. I wasn't the person in charge of that test.
Okay.
And you've seen,
which, by the way, nothing in life is perfect, bro. Like, if you want the quickest way to misery, wait for the perfect moment, bro. Don't do what you want to do. Just wait for the perfect moment. Like, if you want to start a business, you want to start YouTube, you want to do anything, just wait for the perfect moment, bro. Go ahead, just wait. Just wait until you feel like it. Wait until the perfect moment comes. It will never come, right? Never, ever. If you try to move in life to where you won't do something, or something that you did to your best ability, what didn't turn out to be perfect, you will be a miserable person. Misery will be all you know, right? Because you can't guarantee perfection. That's only God. So, and I guess, this adds to the reason they're trying to say she did this. She wanted her life to be perfect. And as we all know, life will never be perfect, bro. You will have ups and downs, shit that comes up. That's life. And if you try to move in a way where you want it to be perfect, watch this video. I'm not talking about y'all or anything. I'm just saying this is a very stupid way to move in life. And don't take my words as me saying, hey, you shouldn't try to do something your best. No. Always do your best. Try your absolute best. Sometimes go further than your best. Try your absolute hardest, but don't necessarily pinpoint all of that to the results, right? Like, if you do your absolute hardest, bro, and it's a flop in whatever you're doing in life, right? Or if you do your absolute hardest and it's amazing, whatever it is turns out to be the best thing ever. What matters is that you tried your best, not the outcome, not if it turned out to be perfect or not. And I guess this is a sign of her being a psychopath right here, or at least a semi-sign, half sign, kind of.
Seen other students have nerves when it comes to presenting in front of a class. Is that correct?
I have. No one's ever told me they couldn't read the numbers, but certainly I've seen people be panicked, yes.
Sydney's grades had slipped dramatically during her freshman year, and later, she was suspended from college. However, she didn't tell anyone about it, not even her friends, and continued attending classes until one of the staff members noticed.
When she first came in, I said, Sydney, there seems to be some confusion. It seems as though you haven't moved out of your residence hall yet, from what I can tell. But you're not enrolled this semester. You're not a student here this semester. And at first she replied to me that, oh, I am, but I'm still a student here. And
okay,
I said, well,
did that catch your attention?
It did. And I had double checked before I called to see because I thought maybe she had appealed and I hadn't been notified that an appeal had gone through. So I checked and there was no schedule for Sydney. And I also checked at that time to make sure that she had received, with the Academic Affairs Office, to make sure she had received the letter and signed for it, in the event that maybe if she didn't get the letter, she didn't know she was suspended, and she had just come back and started going to classes thinking she was, not realizing that she was suspended, on the off chance that could happen. But I was able to verify from the Academic Affairs Office that they had received back from the post office that the letter had been signed for.
She continued hiding it from everyone and living in the college's residential hall until the administration's third warning. She then told her friends that her parents wanted her to stay away from college for some time and left. This was when she arrived at her house at around 11 a.m. and her father was notified.
She's still attending? Well, as far as we knew up until today, yes, but apparently not for the last, maybe couple weeks. because I tried to get on, I don't know, this was a couple weeks ago, I tried to get on the website to I like to check the balance, and she's been coming home on and off on the weekends a little, just odd, little frequently. So she turned off her like Life 360 app. But I think on that app you can't see where she's going. You can kind of see highlights of where the phone was. Well, you know, I'm kind of looking, I'm like going, well, you're not where you're supposed to be. This is kind of weird. Nothing seems out of the ordinary until maybe it was today, I tried to get back. Oh, Mount Union calls me today. Because I sent them an email that says, my user ID is this, my ID is this, my password's not working, my recovery answer won't work, and I know where I was born, I know my car, and it doesn't, when you type in your recovery email, the system just, it didn't recognize it. So I sent Mount Union Billing an email and says, basically, what's wrong? So she calls me back today and says, well, the reason you can't get on, long story short, is your daughter's unenrolled. So I'm like, what's going on? So I text Sydney, I'm like, oh, give me a call. I have a question to ask you. I call her, no answer. I say, give me a call, question to ask. I have a question to ask you. And I look on that little Life 360 app, and her car was at home. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. So I leave my phone at home so she can't track me. And I go home, and there she is. She's at home. Perfectly normal. She's crying because I said, what's going on? Are you not going to school? She goes, I'm overwhelmed in school, and I don't really like what I'm doing, and it seems like it's a waste of my time and your money. I said, well, but that's all part of it. Nobody's going to tell you you need to do what you're doing when you're 20. You need to figure it out. But you have to work through the problem. You can't just ignore the problem and have it go away. And then if you have to take the summer off, take the summer off. Figure out what you want to do. She's supposed to take a summer class because she changed a couple majors. And that's what she goes, all my friends have their together and I don't. I said, well, I'm 54 and I don't have my together.
Yeah, y'all see what I mean, bro? No one feels like, this is the thing about humans. You want a new car. As soon as you get that new car, it feels like you're old. It feels like the normal, right? You want a new house. Which this doesn't mean you shouldn't strive for these things. I'm just trying to make a point to y'all. You want the new J's, you want the new shoes, you want the new shirt, you want the new whatever it is. As soon as you have it, it feels like the normal. So you want something else. It's humans by nature, bro. This is how we are. We have greed within. It's not even greed. We have this cocktail of traits within us to where nothing will satisfy you, right? Even if your life is going perfectly fine, you might feel happier, right? But you're still not going to feel like you've done it all. You're still not going to feel like you might feel like you don't know, you don't got your shit together. Even if you got a big ass house, big car, you got 3 wives, you got 17 kids, you got $5 million in the bank, you have everything that you'd ever want, material wise, you pray to God, bro, you could still feel like that. It's a normal feeling, bro. It's something that all of us, I feel like, experience at one point or the other. And I'm glad he pointed that out, bro. That's what I've been saying the entire time here. The dumbest thing you can do, though, when you feel like that is to put other people's lives on a pedestal compared to yours. No matter how down bad you are, bro, in life, like if you're at rock bottom, bro, everything is going to shit. You should still feel like the boss, or try to feel to empower yourself is what I'm trying to say here. Certain shit will affect you. And it will affect your confidence. A lot of stuff. Life is life, bro. But regardless of how hard it gets, your mentality should always be that there is hope, right? That there is a way out. That you are still the shit. And this is just a learning curve. That should always be your mentality, bro. Don't let life or other people's lives looking like it's good break you. Like it did here to her, I guess.
Look at it that way. You need to work the problem. You can't just have the problem sit there and ignoring it is not going to do you any good. So I went back, I called my wife from my daughter's phone. She picks up, she was working down at Children's. So I left. On the way home, I either on my way back to work or when I'm at work, I call Brenda and she's like, well, I'm just pulling in now. So I let it go, and then I get a text from Brenda that says, waiting for someone from Student Affairs to call me back. And that was at 12:36. I said, check on the scholarship too, make sure she didn't lose that at 12:37. At 12:39, I got on the bank account and I said, maybe. And then at 12:41, what did you discuss with her? And that was it. So 12:41 was the last. 12:41 was the last, and I don't know how to tell what time I got his call. And it rings on the cell phone, no answer. I call Sydney back, it rings, no answer. I call Brenda back, ring, no answer. I'm pacing around. I call Jeep back, and as I'm on the phone with him, telling him there's no answer, my doctor calls me back and said, "Oh, Mom's on the phone with Mount Union." I said, "Well, cops are on the way." And she went, "There's been a break-in," and she just started going off. She said, "What?" She said, "There's been somebody broke into the house. There's blood everywhere." And I'm like, "Stop!" And then that's when I called. I'm sure there was conversations after that, but I'm not going to remember the detail. She was hysterical and crying. I called Jeep back and said, "Yeah, I don't know what I told you. I don't know if I said it was legit or it's the cops on the way. There's been a break-in," and I left.
So at first, when you talked to her, she said that your wife was on the phone with Mount Union.
Yes. And as soon as I said, "Cops are on the way," the hysteria.
This was when the officers broke the news to her father.
Well, really bad news. Your wife passed away.
What happened?
We're not sure. It looks like, I don't think someone broke into the house. I don't know if your wife and daughter got into an argument or got physical. I mean, the window was broken, but there's no forced entry into the house. The window's broken, but nobody actually came through that window. And the sliding door was unlocked. So, did your wife and daughter ever have like really heated arguments?
No.
What do you help? What do you do?
I don't know what I need. I don't know. I don't know anything. I know nothing. I don't know where to go with Andrew. I don't know where to go to see Grant. I don't know. I have no idea.
He's here.
And he's probably wondering why the hell he's here.
Yeah. I wouldn't know where to begin.
Thanks. Sit down. Mom, Dad.
Yeah, bro. I'm just not gonna watch this, bro. It's very, very emotional.
They were able to roughly piece together what must have happened. Just as Brenda began talking to Sydney about what had happened at college, they got into an argument. This was when Brenda sent a voice message to the administration, asking them to call her to confirm the truth. The moment they did, Sydney couldn't bear the frustration of being called out and, in a fit of rage, struck her mother's head multiple times with an iron pan. Then, to make it seem like a break-in, she slashed her mother's throat and stabbed her 30 times. The worst part of all this was that her mother was still alive for some time.
Wow.
But Sydney chose to protect her own image instead of calling an ambulance. She punched the window, causing the cuts on her hands, and began crying, making it seem like an intrusion. She had also hidden the fact that she was schizophrenic, a truth later revealed by her psychiatrists.
Failing.
And that's the shit where you hear voices, right? So it really was over just this. It really was over. Wow. This shit is sickening, man.
Was not an option in her mind. I mean, in her mind, if she failed, then she was a failure. And I think that is when some of the early manifestations of thought disorder, some of the early auditory hallucinations were manifest. But again, she didn't seek or couldn't seek help because, you know, if you're a successful graduate, student, athlete at Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's, you don't do that. And it was just, it was inconsistent with her picture of herself. I think that things began to, it's kind of like a building wave, you know, and I think the wave really began to get out of control probably in November, December.
Fucking image. Straight up. Be a human being, man. Embrace being a human being. You will have great days. You will have shit days. People will love you. People will sit here and hate on you. People will see you as a success. People will see you as a failure. None of this shit really matters. You're all gonna die. All of us are gonna die anyways, bro. None of this shit really matters. For real. So if you got an image, like you can protect your image, but my point is, bro, if life's, don't let it break you to an extent to where you would be willing. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm stating the obvious. I hope none of y'all are this mentally disturbed, but this is my point, bro. Don't let life drive you or your perception of yourself drive you to this point, man. If you fail, get up. I don't mean that in a cliche way just to say it. I mean that literally. Like in her situation, if she embraced being a human being, right, and instead of doing this shit to her mom, just left the house for a few days or talked with her parents or figured some shit out, man, and went through the trenches for a few years, but after a few years she feels happier because she chose a different path and actually tried to make this path work, and that path wasn't college because she didn't like it, where would she be right now, bro? Not in a jail cell for the rest of her life. Her mom would still be alive. Let's hear him break this down more though. Hold on.
December of 2019. And again, I believe that it's very likely that at that point she was already, if she hadn't begun the process even earlier, probably maybe even summer of 19, certainly during the fall of 19, she began to kind of cross the line from normal self-critical thoughts to significantly disordered thoughts, to psychotic thoughts, including highly critical auditory hallucinations. You're worthless, you know, you're a failure, you don't deserve to live.
And guess what? Those phrases that you say to yourself will become reality. They will. No. They actually will. Listen to me. Let me break this down too, bro. Professor Spirit in the building, man. Listen to me. Yeah, I'm about to get on my professor psychology shit. Listen to me, bro. If you sit here and tell yourself you're the shit, if you sit here and tell yourself that you will get that done, you will win. You will fight, bro. You will wage war on your negative, like the negative position you're in life. If you're fat as shit, if you're poor, bro, whatever it is, you have a conscious decision. We all have a conscious decision that we all will make, and y'all are my squad. That's why I'm telling y'all these things, and I hope it really does help y'all, because we're all going through this, man. Life is life, right? What matters the most is what you tell yourself. If you aren't confident in yourself, no one else will be confident in you. If you don't respect yourself, no one else will respect you. If you sit here and tell yourself you're a worthless piece of shit, you will be a worthless piece of shit. But if you sit here and make a conscious decision to always bring yourself up, no one will besides you, bro. If you wake up in the morning and tell yourself, I will go my hardest today, man. I'm the shit. I'm gonna go hit this gym. I'm gonna go get this little homework out the way. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna study for 8 hours today. I'm gonna work for this much, and I don't care how I feel. I'm gonna get it done. This is me. It's for my future. I'm gonna do this. I'm smarter. I'm better looking. If you tell yourself all these things, you will become what you tell yourself. You will speak it into reality. It will take time. Sometimes it might take a long ass time, but at least you're going up, not down. Watch what y'all tell yourselves, bro. Watch what you say to yourself. As soon as the thought leaves your mouth, the thought is now in the air. It's in the universe. It's in the world. God Almighty tells us to always speak good of the situation that we're in. If you got a situation going on and you don't know the outcome of it, think good about it and speak good about it, and it will become good. It really is that simple sometimes in life, man. And this is a great example of the exact polar opposite and the extreme extent that it will drive somebody.
This information was used by the defense to argue that Sydney had lost her sanity while killing her mother. However, The detectives countered that if that were the case, she wouldn't have consciously lied to her father about her mom being on the phone when she had already murdered her, or to the cops about the supposed intrusion. In September 2023, Sydney was convicted of murder, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence for the crime committed in 2020. She was sentenced to life in prison with eligibility for parole after 15 years. Although the conviction may be overturned, with a new trial set to begin on February 7th of this year, a Summit County prosecutor has urged the Ohio court to review the case once again. Regardless of the outcome of the trials, this case serves as a haunting reminder of the devastating consequences of untreated mental health issues.
Yeah, get in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. This was a very long video, and we digested this in full. So she really did all this because of that minute reason. Hey, last thing I'm gonna end on, bro. If you got good mental health, bad, whatever it is, take care of yourselves, y'all. Like, you don't got no one but you. Really. Like, even if you got good people, first of all, be grateful if you have a supporting environment around you. But also, you gotta just make your mental strong. And I'm speaking to y'all literally, bro. No one will save you. And once you really conceptualize that phrase, no one will save you. You have to want to save yourself. And this goes in all aspects, right? Your therapist won't save you. Shit, talking to them might help you, right? If you need it, but they won't save you. You have to want to save yourself. Your friends won't save you. No one out here, I can't save you. You got to save yourself. So if you got a shit mental health, bro, or if you got negative thoughts about yourself or whatever, find hope and chase after it. It is so, I told you, think about it like you're stuck in a well. A dirty, slimy, wet well that goes down 50 feet and no one is coming to get you out of that well. You got two choices, bro. Sit at the bottom with a little bit of water right there and rot to death, or put both hands and feet on the sides of the well and go up and try to make it out. You will fall, bro. You will slip. But when you try to make it out, you can make it out. There's at least a hope, a chance. I'll see you on the next one.